At some point, many of us learned to prepare explanations before making choices, whether we say yes or no, rest or continue. We feel the need to justify ourselves. Without explanation, we fear being misunderstood. Without understanding, our choices feel invalid. Explanation once helped us connect. It softened misunderstandings. It made relationships gentler. But over time, explanation turns into defense. Words are prepared, not to share, but to protect. Sometimes, we justify our choices before we even make them. We are taught that maturity means explaining ourselves well, organizing emotion, presenting logic, offering reasons others can accept. This is a valuable skill, but it is not the same as living a life that requires little explanation. One stands on tension, the other rests on trust. A life without constant explanation is not irresponsible. It reflects clarity. When we know what matters to us, what we can handle, and what drains us, words naturally become fewer. Uncertainty multiplies explanation. Stability simplifies it. We often believe we must be understood to feel at peace. Approval becomes confirmation, so explanation adjusts itself. Softer, longer, more careful. And slowly, the center of choice drifts away from us. Moments without explanation begin with quiet certainty. Not everyone must understand. Not every decision requires agreement. When explanation is reduced, relationships rarely collapse. Often, what remains feels more honest. Some choices cannot be explained. Emotional direction, physical signals, unnameable fatigue. Turning them into words can blur them. A life without constant explanation allows experience to exist without translation. In relationships, silence does not always require interpretation. Distance does not always require clarification. Choosing not to explain can preserve energy. It does not dismiss others. It reflects trust. At first, reducing explanation feels uncomfortable. We fear appearing cold. We fear appearing distant. But over time, the tension dissolves. Space appears where words once crowded, and that space allows relationships to breathe. A life without constant explanation resembles a life without constant self-proof. We are no longer required to demonstrate worth at every turn. Choices become movements, not performances. More words do not always bring clarity. Sometimes, they obscure it. Letting go of explanation protects what is essential. Not explaining everything is not rude. It acknowledges limits. There is kindness that preserves the self, and kindness that erodes it. Knowing the difference matters. As explanation recedes, life becomes quieter, steadier, gentler, but not weak. We are allowed to exist without translating every choice. We are allowed respect without consensus. A life without explanation is not silent, it is precise. Only necessary words remain. Letting go of explanation is not neglect, it is another form of trust.